Packbusters.
What's up, everybody? It's Adam. It's Flesh and Blood night. I'm going to start making a bunch more of these Flesh and Blood videos. Opening some Arcane Rising today. We got one of the golden tickets from Legendary Story Studios to send somebody to the Cincinnati calling event. And so one of our associates who we have gotten big time into Flesh and Blood is going to end up going. I didn't have the opportunity to go, and it's awesome that he wanted to step up and do it. So we are going to be sending him, and we're looking for some cards still to round out his deck, round out a couple of ours for some play testing. We've got some Briar decks that we're trying to build. Always trying to make the chain deck to at least play test against. None of us really like it, but you need to have one available if you need to get super competitive in the game. So get through those, see what we can get. Yeah, we're looking forward to sending him, seeing what he has to say about how the event is, and been having a ton of fun with Arya. Trying to put together this Lexi deck, but still missing. Again, it always comes down to having the legendaries and everything else. So we'll see if we can get her put together, because I really do. I like the new elemental mechanics. I think the game is absolutely fantastic. I've been talking to a lot of other store owners, and I'm really the only person that's on board with it. I do not think that this game is going anywhere. I do think that it is going to stand the test of time, at least into the near future, at least to me, more than some of these other games that are out there. So I'm all in. You've seen us open a bunch, just regular videos. You've seen us break a bunch of this for other people, and it's just trying to get as many people bought into the game as we can, because the artwork is great, so collectability standpoint is absolutely fantastic. And not to mention the fact that it's probably one of the best games to play. Everybody knows me as a Pokemon person. I definitely play a lot and play as much as I can. But when it comes down to it, I'm getting to the point of where this is soon to be my go-to play game. So I'm super excited to see what comes up, and see how we can get this to grow at Bear's Lair, because I really do enjoy the game. As I get deeper and deeper into it, going from Blitz to Constructed, and playing the different mechanics of the game and seeing just how deep the game really, really is, makes me super excited to see what these Legendary Story Studios is going to do with the game and where it's going to go. And so yeah, stick around for the ride, because I really do think that this is the game of the future right now. So I like the fact that they do have a first edition. I like the fact that there is an unlimited. The unlimited is printed quite heavily, and so it's not really hard to get. In terms of a game that you want to play, it's all about the amount of money that you have to fork out to play. And this game is probably one of the cheapest. Of course, if you want cold foiled everything, etc., you want all the nice super blingy, you're going to get up there in price. But there definitely is that collectability standpoint because of the first editions and the cold foils, and the playability side. So the game has everything. You just got to give it a chance. And by far the best, the camera just doesn't do it justice. It is by far the best foiling out of any card game right now. It just pops. It's really bad on the camera to really see it, but you can kind of see it here. It's just they accent the right pieces of everything on the cards, and it's just gorgeous. It works, and yeah, the game mechanics are great. There's not a whole lot of build up to the game. Anybody can play it. Yes, it is a little bit darker. It is more geared towards you know, the 16 plus like the box says. But I mean, it's just an absolutely fantastic game. The Legendary Storage Studios is dumping a ton of money into prize support for tournaments. You've got all the calling events. You've got, you know, the nationals, and you've got a pro tour coming up, and it's just great. Like I don't know how else to put it, because I mean it's good. It's good. And I think the biggest thing that deters a lot of people from other games right now is the price points, especially Magic. You know, you take the modern format. It's almost, the price point to be competitive is almost out of touch for most players. Pokemon, the price points aren't super out of control unless you want to, you know, bling the decks out and stuff like that. But for a game that, like, you legit can be, you can go to a calling event and you can be competitive at, you know, sub $200 if you really wanted to be. I bet you I can almost guarantee if you were just a really strong player, you understood the game and you understood what was going on, you could easily be competitive for less than $100. The thing that gets you is the legendary equipments. That's really the big miss that puts you over that. But I mean, there's a couple of legendary you know, action cards, and they're limited to the hero that can use them. So like that's really what does it. I mean, if it wasn't for the equipment pieces, I mean, in Command and Conquers, it's really a very budget friendly game. So we've started building decks for the shop that are super budget friendly. You know, $15, but you get the deck sleeved and you get a deck box for it. Like, I mean, it's a great game. It's a great game all around. And I mean, come on, look at how the cards look. I mean, just the artwork is fantastic. I haven't been going through a lot of these. They do end up being the same when I get through this next box here. You'll see what I mean. You probably have already, those of you that are new to it, probably already seen it. But all the cards are color coded at the top. You've got yellow, you've got red, you've got your equipment cards, and you've got blue. And so most of the cards are printed in all three colors. So that's why I usually just stop at the foil on Arcane Rising, just for the sake of not seeing the same cards. The ones that are going to be here in the back, these are going to be your hero cards. So you've got your Blitz Dash, and you have your constructed one. But great game. In the comment section, if you got any questions about it, let us know. We do our best to get back with everybody, but really trying to get some play going. So once we get everything set up at the shop, I'd like to see some more play go down and get some of these games, even just some of our theory crafting stuff, play some new decks and whatnot, get some games going on here. But takes a little bit of time and the equipment and the space to be able to do it. So we are I still have not gotten a Skullcap. That's really what these openings are for, is looking for the Skullcap, because we don't have one, and we don't have the grasp either, the gloves from the set, and that's really the two big hitters, especially for some of these decks we want to send up to Cincinnati. So we will see if we can get any of these things that we're looking for. Back alley break line. So that's it for box number 1. Let's see what box number 2 has for us. But yeah, great game. The cards have a bunch of, most of them have like really cool sayings on the bottom of them. Chrissy's actually taken a couple of them and written down the quotes because she liked the quotes so much. So, I mean, again, I can't stress it enough. These guys have put the guys and gals over at LSS have put a ton of time and a ton of effort into this, and they're here for the long haul. I mean, who else is putting up $1 million in prize support in calendar year 22? Nobody that I know of yet, except for these guys, and so they really want to put their money where their mouth is, and all their prize support. So all the promos and the playmats and the special cold foils and stuff they give out for prize support is all you do is just order it as long as you're a registered store, so you're not paying extra for it. You do get one every single month, so they really do hook up the stores. Heard from some other players that play that their stores were hooked up with special tournaments as like pre-calling events, and I think that's really cool that they give back to the LGSs that really want to push the game and work with them. So that's really cool. I don't know who else does that. So yeah, it's legit, and the cards that come out of Belgium smell like chocolate. So I don't know what other game is doing that. Life for a Life, Take Aim. I mean, the cards are just gorgeous. The artwork is fantastic. It's dark. It's not for everybody, but I mean, if you're a Dungeons and Dragons, like we've started pulling Dungeons and Dragons players. A lot of other stores have said that they get their D&D. They're starting to get more and more of their D&D players on board. If you haven't heard me say it before, the game really reminds me of a tennis match. It really is back and forth. It's fairly linear. You can't really forget your phases because there aren't a ton of them like there are for Magic. So people that like the darkness about Magic but cannot just grasp the million phases of Magic, this game is fantastic for you because you have an attack and a defense, and you only draw once, and you always have a maximum hand size, so you're not worrying about that kind of stuff. It's just real. It's easy. The developers did great. Every game has its flaws. Yes, we already do have banned cards, so there's always going to be a ban list because you just never know how things are going to work until you have enough people playing it. And then their rotation is all the standard cards will stay in rotation as of right now, and only the heroes get phased out. And so all the heroes start with 100 points, and as they win tournaments, their points system goes down. And then once they don't have any more points, then the hero can't be used in tournament play anymore. So in order to keep the cards relevant, which is huge when talking about people wanting to invest in it. So if your cards are always getting rotated out and you can't use them, why do you want to invest long term in a game? So your action cards, etc., are they're not on a rotation as of right now. That could change, but it's just the heroes, and so you've got to find new ways to play older heroes as the game progresses to get better at playing the game and keep the game alive. And so they come out with new heroes in each of the sets, and you just work towards it. So it really pushes players to theory craft a lot more, I think, than other games. It forces players to dig deep into their collections to play, and really is aimed to keep the game alive for as long as it can, because you aren't rotating cards. The biggest, and that's one of the biggest things I hear from Magic players, is the rotation. I got to keep up with rotation. Pokemon, the same thing. I've got to keep up with rotation. This, don't have to keep up with rotation. You just have to know what heroes have been sent to the dungeon, and you just play through it. So you come up with a new one, you come up with a new idea, and you play the game. You play the game. Reverberate. I mean, I don't know if you really can't see it, but the foiling is all in the Gandalf thing going on there. So, but As you can see at the bottom of these cards, all of your set symbols are at the, or your set is at the bottom, and then your rarity is at the bottom. Obviously, C's for commons, and then in this set you will see S's and you will see R's. Hopefully, we see some L's, but the R's are rare, S's are supers, M is majestic, and then all the newer sets they got rid of the supers, and so they went to just rares, majestics, legendaries, and fableds. And then the seeding is fairly good. It's about 1 to 4, about 1 legendary per case. And then you get, it's 1 fabled per, 40 boxes, so 10 cases. The fableds are, except for the last 2, fableds are more on the collector side than they are on the playability side. Because I don't see a whole lot of decks playing the one from this set or Crucible. The Heart card probably more than the Crucible one, and then you've got the one from WTR, which I don't see a whole lot either. Whisper, Sunkiss. So, and then you've got your, then you have your equipment cards, and so you've got your chest, you have your gloves, you have your head, you have your boots, and then you have your weapon. It's like playing Diablo. Got your character, then you've got all of its equipment, and then you have all the spells that it can cast, which is your deck. And you only have so much mana at any one time to cast your stuff. So it is good, and you can only play hand of 4 cards, and that 4 cards is supposed to get you through your offensive and your defensive phase. So if you play a bunch on defense, you have nothing to play on offense because you don't draw until the end of your offensive phase. So you really have to play the life thing the right way. And you can't just draw out all the time. So you've got to know your deck well, and you have to know, you really kind of have to know the other decks. Like, all right, what am I looking for? What do I have to save up for? What do I think they're playing? To block the bigger, chain of events and stuff like that. So it's good. It's good. It's a good game. And zipper hit. The legendaries for this will be in the foil slot. So I got 3 packs left in this box. Let's see what we can get. See if we can get her. There we go. Whispers, Back Alley, Breakline, Sunkiss, Vigor Rush. Alright, the mold. Alright, there we go. Induction Chamber and Sonic Boom. So that's the majestic. That's the little M there at the bottom I was talking about. I know this is near the end of the video, but those of you that have not played, this is what your pitch cost is up top. That's what your casting cost is right here. And then your defensive and then your offensive number would be, your defensive number's down here and your offensive number would be here. So we can get the camera back into focus. So it is really, it's a great game. Just pick it up, play it, try it. The Blitz decks are super cheap. Just find one at your local store. If you don't have one at your local store, pick one up from us on the website and we'll ship it to you. Just check it out, try and play it. There's a bunch of other, I know Tolarian guys play it a lot. There's a bunch of other channels that do actual gameplay of it. So just go see it. Go check it out. It's fabulous. It's absolutely bonkers amazing. So get in on it. Come back and watch us for some more fab. Until next time, everybody, happy pack busting.